What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of 30 in 30. And today we're going to talk about appropriate rates for fat loss. So depending on our particular goals, some of us want to lose fat quicker than others. But in certain circumstances, too fast or too slow of a rate of fat loss won't do us well. So I'll use myself as an example and some other people, and then I will give my appropriate rate of loss that I deem that it would be more beneficial to do. So for myself, for physique competitors, my rate of loss last contest prep, I calculated it during my times that I actually was seeking fat loss, was about 0.75 pounds. To be precise, it was more about 0.7 pounds a week, and that's fairly slow in the grand scheme of things. I would say about an average size, natural male bodybuilder, not particularly large, not particularly muscular. So I have to try to hold on to as much muscle as possible. I didn't have all that much fat to lose in my opinion. I wasn't 40, 50 pounds overweight. I ended up losing about 25 pounds in the process of my prep. So I lost about 0.75 pounds per week. Now on the opposite end of the scale, people that may not be looking to compete as a physique competitor, they just want general weight loss, general fat loss to happen. I want to make sure I use that term correctly because we're just not seeking weight loss, or seeking overall fat loss. So if you're just seeking general fat loss, what I would recommend is somewhere between 1 to 2 pounds if you are an average size person. So what is an average size person? I would say anywhere from about 150 to 250 pounds. That's where probably most people fall in that are actively seeking fat loss, is in that 100-pound range. Now, I did just watch a video on a guy who's been going viral recently. He started off at about 470 pounds, and he lost 100 pounds in a year. So obviously, that is a significant amount. And actually, that might be, I might be wrong. I think he actually he lost 200 pounds in a year. It was 198 pounds. So his rate of loss was obviously tremendous. It was that of, 4 or 5 pounds a week. But that's someone who is, very, very obese. So let's talk about the majority of us who are probably watching this video. If we are, for instance, let's say a smaller female who is looking to compete, let's use that as an example. An appropriate average rate of loss, in my opinion, is anywhere from about 0.5 pounds, 0.75 pounds, maybe up to a pound a week for a smaller female. The reason why I don't like to be too aggressive with females is because they just don't carry a lot of muscle mass, and if you push them too hard, they might be more apt to, lose some muscle. So we can't do that. For males who are looking to compete, you could go anywhere from 0.75 up to maybe, 1.25. That's where I'd want to see the average. For some people, I might go up to 1.5, but getting close to 2 might be asking for a little bit of trouble, especially for the natural competitors out there. Now, for the general category, once again, you could push it up to 2 pounds a week. That will help you, with your fat loss journey. But we just have to make sure that we don't go over that and we don't extend it for too long a period of time. So if we were to lose, 2 pounds a week and we don't take any diet breaks, we might be susceptible to a little bit of muscle loss. And anyone doesn't want that to happen. Whether you're a physique competitor or whether you're just a non-competitor, looking to drop a few pounds. You don't want to lose muscle because obviously that's going to affect how your body functions, how much calories you're going to burn in a given day, and the more muscle you have, just the better off you will be. So what are appropriate rates of losses for competitors? You know, I said anywhere from 0.5 to 1.25, and then your general fat loss goals, you know, could be anywhere from, you know, 1 to 2. And if you're slightly more obese, you know, obviously that number will be a little bit higher. Just keep in mind, you know, that we can't be losing muscle. As far as mini cuts go, I do want to touch on that briefly because I think a lot of people do mini cuts for the sake of fat loss. So mini cuts, I would be more aggressive in those periods of time. I wouldn't want to see, you know, 0.5 pounds lost per week. That's just wasting your time. So everyone can kind of bump themselves up, you know, at least a half pound to another pound. So if I would do a mini cut for myself right now, so even though I'm not going to because there's a time and a place for it, and I'll get that into another video. But like I said, my average rate of loss was 0.75 pounds. I would probably take my mini cut probably to like 1.5 pounds. So I would damn near double it for the sake of my mini cut, just to get it over with. Because the sake of a mini cut is doing it hard, doing it fast, getting it over with, getting the fat off, and then getting back to work. So let's say, you know, you are a female competitor on the smaller side, like I said earlier. You know, if I said 0.5 pounds, 0.75 pounds, you know, you could easily go 1 to 1.25 pounds in a mini cut per week and be fine as long as you don't extend it. You know, have a hard cutoff, and that will help, you know, prevent any muscle loss from happening in that short amount of time. So guys, that is my recommended rate of losses depending on where you're at. Hopefully you found this video informative. Tune in tomorrow for another episode of 30 and 30. I'll see you then.